It's a very exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
If you're in the business of making money, it would behoove you to be a safe and inclusive space.
Whether you agree with what someone is saying has nothing to do with his right to say it.
Today, Scooby and the gang meet.
What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. Can I kind of retract back to what happened on SmackDown last night? Like, really analyze, because I don't think I really did my due diligence. No, I want to say due diligence. It's probably not the right word. I don't think I did it justice. Let's say that. I don't think I really quite did it justice as far as talking about what happened last night in that main event. So, yeah, obviously everything, the sentiments that I gave as far as my whole commentary on the main event last night as far as the promo is considered, I stand by everything that I said. But I feel like I really need to hammer on the point as far as how much The Rock has completely dwarfed over everybody as far as superstar, how do I say this, not even charisma, not even exposure, that's not even the right word that I want to say, just his aura. Does that make any sense? His presence, does that make any sense? The Rock, even at his worst, because let's face facts first. Okay, let's just face facts. Say whatever you want. This current incarnation of Rock, as fun as it is from a nostalgia standpoint, it does not even remotely compare to the Rock of the old. Whether you're talking about Hollywood Rock or whether you're definitely talking about the Rock in, the late 90s, early 2000s, the Brahma Bull, the People's Champion, the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment, that Rock doesn't even compare. Not even close. Obviously, he's older. Obviously, he is still trying to find his groove. He's not wrestling as much. I don't feel like he has that competitive spirit as to what pushed him to want to be great in the past as far as competing with the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin or Triple H. I feel like he lost his competitive edge because he doesn't really have to do anything anymore. Not just from the standpoint of being one of the biggest celebrities in the world today, but within the wrestling sphere, he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So there's like not much you can do when you're already at the throne, right? But think about this for a second. Even with The Rock in his current position currently right now, I'm not talking about position as far as his standing within the company, but take that away. That's already enough. I mean, you want to talk about overkill, but put that to the side. I'm talking about how The Rock carries himself today. His position currently right now as far as how he carries himself, like I said, stark contrast for where it was about 20 years ago. Obviously, understandably so. Or hell, even 10 years ago when you were talking about him and John Cena for an example, right? Even with The Rock at his worst in regards to this current incarnation, he is still almost 1,000 times more cooler, 1,000 times as far as his aura, his presence is considered, still 1,000 times much more imposing than any of the wrestlers going today. Period. Whether you're talking about WWE, damn sure whether you're talking about AEW, and TNA's not even in the conversation. And if you're talking about indie wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling and the Mexican guys, yeah, you're not even within the same hemisphere as far as what we're discussing right now, not even in the same universe. The Rock comes back, and even at his worst, even at his cheesiest, even at his most cringiest, his presence alone, just that by itself, him just simply being The Rock, completely just overshadows everybody, and it makes everybody look so fucking insignificant. You have a Roman Reigns, arguably, not even arguably, he is the biggest wrestler in the world, like outside of the legends. I'm talking about full-time wrestlers who are not considered part. Fuck, you get what I'm trying to say. Goddamn. My point being is Roman Reigns is the most recognizable wrestler in the world who doesn't happen to be a legend currently. Can we say that? Goddamn. Can't even give him that much of a goddamn credit. But my point being is, though, with even that, even Roman Reigns, the guy who has completely run roughshod over professional wrestling for the better part of a decade, especially in the last 4 years, even that version of Roman Reigns, next to The Rock, he looks like a fucking jobber. He looks like a fucking jobber. Cody Rhodes. If you think Roman looks like a jobber next to The Rock, what the fuck do you think that makes Cody Rhodes? And if you think Roman looks like a jobber next to The Rock, and you think that makes Cody Rhodes looks even less, then what the fuck do you think that makes Seth Rollins? And then what do you think that makes the mid-card? And then the tag team division. And then you go over to AEW because even their main event scene doesn't even quite equate to the tag team. Okay, I get. My point being is, though, look at all the domino effects that happens when The Rock just shows up, and it just completely overshadows everybody. It just makes everybody look like they're inconsequential. You have to question, why are you in this position? Even someone like a Roman Reigns. Even him with the championship belt standing right next to The Rock. Do you know how unbelievably fucking goofy it looked last week? I went back to go check out that promo of him and Roman Reigns. Do you know how fucking goofy, almost to the point of laughable, it looked to hear Roman Reigns ask The Rock to acknowledge him as a tribal chief? Even from a kayfabe standpoint, it's laughable. It's absolutely fucking laughable. Beyond laughable. It's like fucking to equate this to Dragon Ball Z in honor of the late great Akira Tozawa. Okay, I can't. No, real talk. Rest in peace, Toriyama. Just saying. No, seriously though. Like, look at it'd be like fucking Krillin going up to Goku and being like, "Acknowledge me. Acknowledge my shiny bald head. Acknowledge me so I can stop getting owned. If you know, you know." My point being is, though, it just you see that? You see that? It just doesn't even hit right. It doesn't make any sense. It looks ridiculous, right? Now, look at that with Roman Reigns and The Rock. It just doesn't compute. And it just completely exposes the booking. Quite frankly, the booking malpractice of the wrestling business in the better part of 20 years. You have yet to make a superstar even remotely equatable to The Rock. You even made John Cena look out of place a couple of years ago, just from his push alone. And when John Cena comes back, he looks like he completely just tarnishes everybody on the fucking roster, even in his state. Why is that? I'll tell you why it is. This is what happens when you consistently focus on just the wrestling and you just completely lay wayside the actual character aspect. You think The Rock got over because of his 450 splashes? You think The Rock got over because of his moonsaults? You think The Rock got over because of his tope suicida? You think that's why The Rock got over? You see all these wrestling fans all the time talking about people coming to AEW. Oh, you guys, when Kazuchika Okada comes, oh, he's gonna take over. Oh boy, he's gonna connect with all the wrestling fans. Oh, you guys can eat your words. Oh, Will Ospreay. Oh boy, he's gonna be the face of AEW. Oh boy, he's gonna be running wrestling. Just you guys wait. And all I can do is just sit back and put my hand on my chin and rub it, very peculiar like, staring at the distance, not making eye contact with you because I don't respect you, because if that's your opinion, what the fuck is there to respect? And it's mind-boggling. It's legitimate delusion. When it comes from the old heads, all I can think of is that you're just grasping at anything in order to stay connected with professional wrestling, so you have to lie to yourself like this. Or maybe it's the younger fans who just feel like, God damn it, we have nothing, absolutely nothing, no sense of identity whatsoever. We need somebody to latch on to. Who could it be? Maybe it could be this guy right here. Maybe it could be this guy right here. Maybe it could be this guy right here. And yeah, you could say each and every option up to about 100 because they're all the fucking same and nobody goddamn stands out whatsoever. You know, I actually posted this community post right before I recorded this talking about Bret Hart because scientists went out of their way somewhere in fucking bumfuck USA to pull us some 3D graphic about what Adam may look like from the Bible, Adam and Eve. I know, again, heathens, pay attention, pick up your Bible. And, you know, it's funny. It's just super coincidental. I'm thinking of back, right? One of the quotes I actually used in that was, you know, because Adam looks like Bret Hart in that community post, I said, frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it. You know, to quote Bret Hart, promo after, what was it, Sid Vicious? Can't remember what was it, like March? It was like the week of WrestleMania 13. My point being is, though, look at all the people coming up through that era. Look at the year 1997 by itself. You know what? Let's bring Sting into the equation. Considering that some of you guys can actually relate to a legitimate legend, let's bring in Sting into the equation. Let's look at 1996 to around 1998. Let's go in those perimeters right there, right? Like, the overarching narrative when looking at that is obviously the Monday Night Wars, where everybody was trying to outdo each other in the most craziest of ways, right? The companies, head to head, trying to go at each other's necks. One can only stay firmly in the position of number one. Number two, no such thing. Number two is a death knell. Number two is not, it's not what you consider it to be, because number three doesn't exist, meaning number two is last place. That was the mentality going into the Monday Night Wars, right? That was the attitude. You heard that? Attitude. Attitude. Not just the attitude there, but attitude. Look at the wrestlers coming up in 1986 from a WCW standpoint. Everybody was angry at the NWO. The NWO being hard-ass gangsters. No laughs, no giggles, and if it was sarcastic, right? Nothing that you got out of there was anything funny. Ain't shit funny when it comes to the NWO. And everybody was being terrorized. Everybody was scared. But somebody had the forethought to think to themselves, maybe I should build a coalition to go up against the NWO. Someone like a Sting, right? And it was that attitude, that morbid, stoic attitude. No laughing, no giggles, no ha! No going around hitting 450 splashes because you have to get across your point. No, leave that up to the cruiserweights down in the undercard. It took someone with that mentality, kayfabe-wise, follow me now, to promote that story, to get people engaged with it. Everybody was pissed off at the NWO. The NWO was pissed off of everybody else. That's how they got over. That's how they became mainstays. And yeah, you can argue to a lesser degree that the majority of the people coming through that era in WCW in 96 and 97 had a pre-name, like they were already big-time stars to begin with. But you still have to go out of your way to reinvent yourself in order to stay relevant. Don't believe me? Ask Chris Jericho. Now, granted, you know, he's way past his prime now, but I'm talking about over the years. Ask someone like an Edge. Dude went from a gothic person or whatever to a complete psychopath. Ask The Undertaker. Ask Kane. All these people having to reinvent each other. But in my opinion, it's not even specifically that. Again, it's right back to the attitude. It's not just simply reinventing yourself. Otherwise, Seth Rollins right now would be a 13-time world champion. You don't think he's a 13-time world champion and is being the king of fucking cringe. He sucks right now. Not to say he doesn't have the aptitude, not to say he doesn't have the moveset or the I don't know, what would you guys say? I can't even say that because it's everything about the guy right now is so fucking cringe, and even before all that he was fucking cringe for the most part. I can't even put him over the correct way. God damn. You see how hard it is? You see how hard it is to put over the current roster right now, even when you want to try? And it's like, let's go to WWE. Let's do that, because it's not just talking about 1996 WCW. Look at WWE. Like I said, touch on the Bret Hart stuff real quick. Look how pissed off everybody was in 97. In particular, the early portions of 97. Bret Hart was pissed off. Shawn Michaels was pissed off, trying to antagonize people because he was so pissed off. The Undertaker was pissed off. Bret Hart, obviously, super pissed off. Vader, pissed off. Vince McMahon, pissed off. Everybody was fucking mad. The Nation of Domination, pissed off. Every single person had a fucking chip on their shoulder, and they were daring the motherfucker to knock it off. That's how the attitude was in the Attitude Era. That's why it was called the Attitude Era. People came off genuine because they were actually pissed off because it was competitive and they're competing to get that top spot. It ain't goofy nonsense like you see in WWE right now or in AEW right now, when you have goofballs running around with their stupid fucking highlight bright suits talking about, "Say my fucking song." The question is, which doofuses am I talking about within the suit asking the audience to sing their song? I don't know, I'll let you guys try to be the one to pick which doofus am I talking about. Or whether you have people like AEW, for an example, where you can't even be bothered with showing your world champion on a consistent level, because you do have someone like a Samoa Joe who does personify that kind of attitude. It's just a damn shame that no one capitalizes on it, and it's a damn shame he's probably twice the age of the majority of the people who came up prior to his generation who were actually capitalized on in their prime while trying to get over. Became mainstays at that time while trying to get over. You got Samoa Joe right now, who's almost 10 years older than DDP when he started to hit his stride, and people said he was too old at the time. We have a problem in professional wrestling currently right now at the moment. It's a huge crisis. No matter what you want to tell me, no matter how you feel, and I'm sorry for the younger fans out there that I have to make an example out of you, because I know this is your era. I know this is what you have to grow up on. I know when you get older, you have to tell yourself, you have to lie to yourself, you have to try some way to try to, I don't know, in the recesses of your mind, you have to come up with some type of conclusion as to justify what the hell you see right here. Because I really don't know how. I really don't know how you could be 10 years old and 20 years old, meaning you were 10 years old 10 years ago, and somehow look at the product and say to yourself there was any big difference, a humongous change between now and then. You live in the same era, okay? Sooner or later, everything is so corporate, so stagnant, that you're going to get to fucking 2034, and you're going to have the kids who were born back in 2014 talking to their children in 2034 who watches professional wrestling still, telling them, wow, man, back in my days, and the son looking back at them, Dad, almost everything that you said happened back in the days is still currently going on at the moment. You think that's too far-fetched? No, it's not too far-fetched. I said it once and I'll say it again. You go back to 2012, 3 hours Raw. Let's go with that time. Let's go with that time period right there. Between 2012 to right now, honest to God, what the fuck really has changed? Truly, what has changed besides the rosters? If anything, it got worse. Because the mentality now is, well, fuck, we can't give them what we used to give them as far as the actual content. So let's try to reconcile that and replace it with the wrestling. Let's be lazy and give them the wrestling, because that's what the W in WWE stands for, is wrestling. That's what the W in AEW stands for, is the wrestling. That's what the W in TNA stands for. It stands for wrestling. It's because I'm a dyslexic fucking moron. I think that N in TNA looks pretty fucking appealing with another fucking little line on it. It's just mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me. And you know what's going to happen in the future? You think The Rock right now dwarfs everybody as far as just standing there? Imagine how it's going to look like I said, 10 years from now. What, you're going to have geriatric Rock come into the fucking ring at 60 years old? If you smell of The Rock, it's cooking. Dun, 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 dun. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? Are you gonna have Rock coming out here looking at fucking jambronis who are now probably 5 years old? Finally, The Rock has come back from the retirement home. And I just want to let you know that I'm now qualified to run the country because I'm as old as Joe Biden. Like, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. You guys are in huge trouble. Humongous trouble. And therefore I'm in trouble. Because I'm fucking in this audience with you guys. Don't ruin it for me. Open your eyes. Understand that with The Rock right here, perfect example, showing you outright that professional wrestling right now in the shape that it's in ain't really doing so well. You think that was a goddamn kayfabe when The Rock said he has come back and he has made wrestling cool again? No, he has not made wrestling cool again. That's the terrible part. He hasn't made wrestling cool again. But the mere presence of an uncool Rock still triumphs drastically over these guys trying super duper fucking hard. Just imagine for a second. What does that do to your self-esteem, bro? Imagine having a race and you let the person get 30, maybe even 40 steps ahead of you as far as a head start. And then you catch up to them, and not only do you fucking win the race, you pass them about 4 or 5 times in a 3-lap race. Makes absolutely no sense. I know, that's how much they fucking demolished your ass and made you like a fucking peon. That's what The Rock is doing right now, okay? It's a 4-lap race, and he's lapping you and already beating you 3 times. It took him 3 laps, and it's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm walking away right now. No point in continuing, okay? No point in continuing. Why continue with this nonsense? Hey, I'm just here. I'm the messenger. Get angry, get mad, get sad. I don't know what to tell you. Get glad. That's what you should be doing right now. Get glad. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't get glad. You should be mad. and sad. And you should be feeling bad. Cat in the Hat. Fuck off. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, though. How do you feel about today's commentary? Do you see where I'm coming from? Again, I'm not trying to shit on the younger generation. I just have eyes, and with that comes me having to absolutely at least attempt to use them. Okay, I can have eyes, and I can actually look at stuff, and I can pretend that I didn't see it, but then I wouldn't be doing my eyes any justice, my body parts any justice. I'm just noticing, and I'm observing that The Rock is right there, and he's completely dwarfing all your superstars, and he's not even fucking trying. So what does that say for the future? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. Deuces and a P. Eyes.